So here I am in Germany. It's 9 o'clock at night. It's over 30 degrees Celsius. Most of the crops are harvested. When I'm talking about corn, or sorry, not corn, wheat, barley, all done and dusted. I haven't found a single field of wheat or barley, not even spring barley. So it's all done and dusted. All that's really left from a grains perspective is maize, corn. And you can see a crop in the background here. This is an irrigated crop near Mannheim in Germany, and I have to say I'm not very impressed with it. You can see just how bad some of the crops are here, some of the stands that have missed the irrigation. It gets a little bit better as we go in. You're looking at slightly better crops as we move, the ones that have got more directly the irrigation. But still, you know, I've seen a few corn crops in my day. These are not good corn crops. Okay, we're not looking at super yields here, and we're definitely not looking at very good conditions. As I mentioned, this is an irrigated crop. You can see a bit of cracking there. Soil is very hard, very dusty, very dry. These are not ideal conditions at all. So as the market now has to price the reality of these conditions, the reality of Europe is we're going to be a 130, give or take, soft wheat crop. We're going to be probably, I think it's fair to say we're going to be sub 60 million tons in barley. Are we going to break above 60 million tons of maize as I look at this crop? No, I don't think so. So what does the market have to do? The market has to further rein in our exports. Okay, so if people are looking to Russia, they're not going to produce anything close to last year. They're probably going to be below 70 million tons. That's 15 million tons at least taken out of their, arguably straight out of their exports. Europe is not going to contribute to resupplying that wheat. If anything, we're going to reduce our exports as well, because at a 130 million ton crop, yeah, we can't afford to export as much as we did last year. Why would it? And the argument, you know, if we're going to maintain some sort of an export program to satisfy the world's needs, we're going to have to take it out of feeding. Russia's in a very strong expansion mode in its feeding program. Europe, I don't see any reason why our feeding needs to pull back either, because I think it's an industry in a growth mode as well. So our exports need to be curved back. The solution for our feeding needs is in part going to come from maize. But looking at this crop, our European maize is not going to solve the problem. So we're going to need to become importers, and I think it's going to be record imports by several million tons. So we need to maintain, it's a very interesting spread structure that we have to go for. We have to go for a high relative value for wheat and barley to open the door for maize, essentially, to go into the feed ration and try some substitution there. But the maize price here in Europe needs to stay expensive relative to the rest of the world to pull in maize from Argentina, Ukraine, Canada, origins like that. So we're going to see a lot of very funny product spreads. And Europe, when you look at it in an overall grain perspective, we're on the cusp of having a trade deficit where we're actually potentially, I don't think we're going to do it this year, but if we don't get some serious recovery in production next year, we're on the cusp of becoming a greater importer of grains than an exporter, and that redefines the whole supply and demand paradigm for the global S&D. Really interesting stuff going on in the market this year.